Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so in this episode, we're coming at you with some Diablo 3 expansion. Primarily to show off the Crusader and a build I've been working on. It's been in the works for a bit. It's because I guess I got tired of seeing that the only viable build, or at least from what people were posting on, say, YouTube videos, was a fire build. I don't really like the fire build, to be honest with you. It just seems really lackluster and very boring. There's way better skills and more entertaining skills that are still useful as a Crusader. Like, for example, the Blessed Hammer. I think that's a really weak skill. Sure, it's got a low wrath cost, but really, when you get up into Torment, you really do need to start dishing it out, and you need to dish it out in bursts. So I'm gonna see about how we can start changing that, because it's understanding the class. The way I guess the Blizzard pitched it to us was that Crusader was supposed to be some sort of holy tank wrecking ball, but he or she, well, depending on which. The class itself is more of a mid-range character, mid to close. You're supposed to basically attack from afar and then get in, do some damage, get out, and then you have some survivability, but not as much as, say, a barbarian, which I think is the closest class you could compare it to. Some people have been comparing it to the monk, but I think it's a whole different animal. The only way that they compare is that they were thought of as a melee class, whereas this isn't so much a melee class as it can be melee, but wouldn't recommend playing it that way with the fact that we have no 30% damage mitigation going out there like the barbarian and monk. So we gotta work with what we got, and that's normally high toughness and maxing out our our damage input as well. So how I've been doing that has been going more of a holy build with shield. And as much as people are complaining that you shouldn't be about the gear, let's be honest, the Diablo's all about loot. It's all about gear. It's all about gearing up, Whether you've been doing it for a very long time with all the other characters, this is a new class, so now it's only customary that, we're doing it all over again. But having said that, though, going out there with the other classes and whatnot, they've been perfected in a way, and they've actually been updated for the recent patch. I've under the circumstances that I don't think Crusader was brought up to the recent patch in terms of the primary, so we're making do with what's there, but it's still useful. But anyways, getting into the base stats and everything like that in my output or my setup. So right now I got a lot of drops last night, actually, so this helped me out big. My damage is 337k. Toughness is a little low, but I've sacrificed some toughness in order to get more damage. But 8 mil is still nothing to sneeze at. It's a decent amount. It gives me, as you can see, it gives me quite a bit of health there. My Paragon points, let's start with those. How about that? I put that in the movement speed. Arguably, you could go into strength, but really, for right now, I'm finding that I get plenty of strength elsewhere. So, I want to be able to move around in Torment, because especially since I've opted out of having something to move around easier, like the horse, I've opted for more movement speed. In offense, I've gone into crit hit damage. I was trying to go for crit chance, but 0.10% is really low for right now. Like, that's ridiculous. So I'd rather just start stacking this, because I'll get more of a benefit out of this once it's maxed. Then potentially go into attack speed, or maybe I'll do crit chance depending on how my gear looks at that point. Because this is where all of our burst damage comes from, and I'll explain why later. Next is resist all. That should be go without saying. We need as much resist or until you've maxed it. Life on hit is also one of those things that should be pretty obvious. Like, just try and bring in health as much as possible. Next is my skills. So here's where we get the breakdown. I'm going with Justice with Crack, which Crack sends off holy hammers, at least 2 of them in any direction. And I like this because there's a passive that I use that goes towards upping the damage. It also keeps me at a range, out of harm's way most of the time. And it has a pretty good damage base, like, already. It's based off of it scales off of your main weapon, and that's another reason why I also use a two-hander to up my base damage, so that means this hits harder on a regular. Next I use Blessed Shield with Combust for the burst damage again. This actually bounces off up to, I believe, 5 enemies when you launch it, and it's only 20 Wrath. It's by no means high, but it is still costly, but you know, you can at least spam this and get decent amount of damage. Like, I've been hitting for 1,000,000 easy on this, and this is based off your block percentage, so you have to have a really good shield for this, and I guess that's why this works with my build. I've got a really good shield. Next is Judgment for crowd control. You lock them in place, and then Resolve adds 80% crit chance to anyone in the range, pretty much, which is good for yourself as well as helping out teammates, because especially like guys like Demon Hunters, Wizards, all those guys with high damage output, they'll love you for that. Condemn is the one that I've been kind of playing around with. It's the button I hit when I get surrounded, or if I want to do a little bit more burst damage. I've also used Unleash, so that way I can execute it right on the dot and not wait for the 3 seconds for it to go off. I might use Horse if I really was feeling like I was getting surrounded and didn't have any options, but I haven't had that big of an issue so far. Normally I can survive and run away. Judgment combined with Heaven's Fury with the Ascendary Ruin is really good. It gets the maximum damage in my opinion. Other people have been using Bombardment, but that's 60-second cooldown. That's huge. Like, that's a long cooldown. Whereas this is 20 seconds. You'll be able to pop this off more often than the other one. Last but not least, I've been using Laws of Valor. Depending on the situation, I might choose this or I might choose Justice, but most people that are running Torment now have the max resistance, so this with critical up in critical hit chance and attack power seems to be good. It helps me out with the two-hander and helps everybody else out. If I'm really going after it, I might go to Hope, just because of the fact that if we're really getting creamed and we need health to come back in, yeah, I'll use that. So into the passives. Increased damage for, as I was saying, Justice, or Blessed Hammer if you're using it, but it really doesn't do that big of a difference in my books. I just don't like the whole swirly bit of Blessed Hammer. It misses people a lot, whereas this is just, it's direct, it's going at everything that I want it to hit, and it's hitting for a decent amount consistently. Divine Fortress ups my armor, keeps me alive, survivability, goes without saying. This is the only skill I've been kind of playing in and out with in terms of a passive, is I like having more Wrath, I like having more Wrath generation. At times I might switch this out for something else, like Renewal. If I'm getting hit really hard and I want to stay alive a little longer, I'll use that. Sometimes I'll switch out for Fever, but not really. I was using Holy Cause earlier, just because I am using a holy heavy build, but at the end of the day I don't think it was making that big of a difference. So yeah, the ones I switched between are Renewal, Fever, and Righteous. A lot of people use Finery, but I haven't found enough gear with sockets to make it useful yet. So yeah, play with it as you will. And the last but not least, Heavenly Strength, so I can carry my two-hander for my base damage, because a lot of your skills stack off of how strong this is. And I'm using a two-hander, legendary that I got yesterday. Hits really freaking hard. It was a really good upgrade for this. So yeah, that's basically what I'm using on the whole. So let's see if we can jump into something here to give you guys an idea. I normally like hanging around and Old Tristram. Skeleton King's a bad idea for this. That one will take a while, regardless. Even with a full party, it takes a while. Kill Lord Bane, Cemetery. Ah, let's go for a Cemetery. See, already hitting for mediums. So lock them down, light them up. See, 6 mils we're popping there. Mils, yeah, it's very useful. Like, I don't know if anyone's gonna complain. I'm using the Scoundrel, and he does up my crit chance, but whatever. Somebody in your group's probably gonna be using something that does the same. And yeah, sure, it doesn't have the face rolling capabilities of a wizard, but you're not a wizard. You're you're still hitting like a melee class in a way. You just can't be up in the face of them all, you know. See, stuff's dying pretty quickly here. As you see, I'm using the Heaven's Fury there. Takes out enemies pretty quickly when you've locked them down with Judgment. It's just about smart cooldown management. Here's my first champion mobs. I'll pop my crit chance. Oh, there's a legendary. There's an elite mob in here too. One of them's got immunity on. So again, try not to get too wound up. I gotta be particular about which guys I'm hitting here. So we take a lot more damage, so you gotta run away. This is why the range works. My cooldown's almost up, so I've gotta get that guy back here. Back. And make this useful, pop my attack and my crit, so that way he's down. Where are you going? Come back here so I might brain thee. There you go. Not bad, huh? Really? Get him out of here as quickly as possible. Yeah, resource generation is still a little bit low, but that's why the burst damage helps. And that's why I'm telling you guys, max out crit, max it out once you get to a decent level with your strength. All right, now they're engaging on me. Boom, let's go. They didn't survive very long now, did they? Dang. Not bad at all. So Trying to get these guys in close enough. I don't like wasting my my cooldowns here. There we go. We popped everything now. See, constantly hitting for a mil, but that's where all your damage is in the crits. 4 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil, almost 2 mil. So, completely useful, and I'm not stressing at all with my health. There you go, just like that. That's one bounty down. And profit. And there you have it, guys. That's how you get a decent that's how you get a decent build for your Crusader. Well, hope you guys have found this useful and making the class fun for you, and give you some hope that all is not lost for our holy brethren. So get in there, do some adventure mode, play with your buddies. Playing with friends helps a lot for your drops. Do plenty of bounties, do plenty of rifts. All those gimmicks out there about running in, doing the same mob all over and over again, probably not the best from what we were practicing last night. Just run the bounties, do the rifts, and have fun. This game is a lot of fun once you start understanding your class, understanding how to gear for your class. You know what? We're not far off from the Diablo 3 we were promised. So, yeah, get in there, have fun, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in game. Peace out.